In my Raid Shadow Legends video I posted yesterday featuring the lovely Colred Plays, I was pretty negative. I'm not into this event right now very much at all, and I stand by that. I'm really not. The Chaos Awakes thing, I wish there was more. I wish they were giving us more things to do to engage with and to get hyped up about the game through. That being said, lost in that mess of negativity were my true feelings about Thallin. I did get to it in a couple different ways, a couple different times, but I didn't really get into specifics, and I think overall it kind of sounded like I don't think he's good. I absolutely do, especially for certain accounts. On my main account, he's amazing. I don't have a red affinity nuker. I don't have a force nuker. He's going to immediately slot in left, right, and center. What I was disappointed about is that he's not giving enough to everybody, and I do stand by that. However, the theme of this video is positivity. You know what else there is to be positive about besides Thallin and other cool things happening in the game? There's my link. It's in the description in the top pin comment. 4 amazing champions. If you want to start over, if you want to make a new account, if you're playing Raid for the first time, this is the link to use. Download it now. Also, if it's your first time here, hello, I'm Fastidious. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, if it's not your first time here but you're not subscribed, do that thing. But I want to be positive. As much as I love to bitch and moan, I like to glaze, I like to praise, I like to get hyped up and super, giant smile positivity about everything. So let's freaking do it. We can get the positivity started with this design. 10 out of 10. Raid Shadow Legends for the design of the heroes often is hitting home runs, occasionally grand slams. This is like 2 grand slams in 1 inning. This guy looks freaking fantastic. He's like the coolest looking character in the game, and there's so many cool pieces to the kit that I didn't talk about in that video with Colred because it was a larger video about the event as a whole. But for a lot of accounts, frankly, the vast majority of Raid accounts, Thallin will slot into at least a couple teams just fine. I still think, and I stand by this, I still think it sucks that he's not going to be used by everybody. He will be a Vault Guardian for some people unless we discover some really creative mechanics. Maybe someone like Colred will. Maybe I will. We'll see. But there's a lot to enjoy here. So let's address the elephant in the room. When you go into a battle, I'm on my last Fastidious account right now. I can do a little Thallin showcase for you now. I will do a whole official guide on him in a couple days' time once I get settled into using him on this account. But I did put a pretty solid build on him. It's nothing too exciting, nothing too spicy, but it's good enough to show you why people were down on him. So let me pull up the build I've got right now. It's pretty dang good for this account in general. It's nothing like what you see on people with their test server accounts. He has no blessing. He's in speed and instinct. And then we got some solid pieces down here. But again, it's nothing mind-blowing. The attack is solid, 5,600. He's crit capped with 252% crit damage. You can see the rest there for yourself. But this build actually is very similar to the best build I can make on my main account. It's actually a little bit worse than the build I have on my Alice. My Alice is at about 5,200 attack and like 290 something crit damage, almost exactly the same speed, and then I have a lot of accuracy on her. But I chose this build because I think it's pretty relatable. This is like an early mid-game to late mid-game build, depending on your account. I just think it's pretty solid. I am running him OG style here, no blessing, no relic. Let's just go in and let's see why people were disappointed, and then let's talk about why a lot of us shouldn't be disappointed at all. So here we are on hard 10 of the Dragon. I don't need to bring an increased attack hero because Thallin's going to do that all by himself. Let's go in with Lydia now and do the decreased defense and the weaken. Hopefully it lands on everybody. Great, it did. And now we can go in with Thallin's A3. This is a double hitter, and he's going to place increased attack on himself first. And then he does some other stuff, but we're just talking about damage, right? Let's zoom out. Let's try to get a nice view. And there you can see we're seeing between like 60 to 80K per hit. Right? So maybe we'll zoom in and show you those numbers. But essentially, the damage is not bad. No one would ever call that damage bad, but the damage is also definitely not mind-blowing or anything, and I think that's disappointing for a summer anniversary fusion after we had some lame fusions recently, or what many people might describe as lame fusions. But just because those initial numbers don't look good, don't think he's not good, because he is bringing so much more. There is clunkiness, let's get that out of the way. I don't like the conditional stuff that happens with the Corrupted Alliance. I just think that's kind of strange. However, the stuff with the bosses and the minions is really good. Bosses can't crit on him, so you're not exposed that way. And then the really cool thing here with the A2, he's ignoring 50% of the defense against bosses and minions. all the testing I saw wasn't really highlighting this. No fault of those testers, but it was a lot of the typical damage tests we're used to seeing. So once you consider that, it's like, oh, he's actually going to be really good in bosses. There's a nice mix of single target with the 2 AoE moves. And then if we go back to that A2, you'll see he's not really a great character to show off in these one-off, look at that one big hit showcases, because he really ramps up over time. So this A2 is a double hitter, and with every hit, he's going to increase his attack by 5%, up to 10 stacks of that, 50%. That's 10 hits. So once you use this skill 5 times, you'll have another 50% attack on top of what you've built upon him. That's pretty tremendous. And at that point, he's taken to another level. So that's where he's going to be really helpful with a ton of accounts, a majority of accounts. There are going to be accounts, at least for now, that I just think he's not usable just because it's just not enough. But for a lot of us that we don't have everything, like my main account, he's going to be a rock star. Add in this passive ability here, the first part, every 5th turn he takes, he's going to get another instance of his AoE A1, chances to put out Weaken, which in turn becomes another chance for an extra turn, because if he lands that Weaken debuff on all the enemies, he gets to go again. There's a lot of cool stuff. He takes a lot of turns, he's got a lot of cycling, maybe you get this guy in Relentless. I think that would be an amazing set for him. That'd be an amazing build. Eventually you get him into Merciless. You can make him really sing and do a lot of cool stuff. The damage is not mind-blowing, at least not till it ramps up, and even then I wouldn't describe it as mind-blowing, but it's never bad. And if we go all the way back to my original hype video for Thallin about a week ago, I was saying, worst case, if his damage is average or only okay, he's still a great hero because there's a lot going on in this kit. And I do stand by that, because I think in a lot of use cases, that's where his damage settles. But for the longer battles, for the boss battles, he will start to shine, and the damage is no longer average or okay. The damage is pretty dang spicy. So there you go, a lot of positivity about Thallin, and I want to mention it one more time. The more I look at him, and I have been looking at him a lot lately as I was preparing for this video, he just looks the coolest in the game. Like, I love dwarves. He's the coolest looking dwarf in the faction. I stand by that. Take into account all the extra spiciness I highlighted in the kit. Most of us should be jazzed up. Some of you shouldn't. Let me know if you're one of the people that are not jazzed up. But just because the event, in my opinion, is at least a light stinker, if not more than a light stinker, that doesn't mean Thallin isn't cool as heck. And he definitely is. And I'm hyped up about him, and I'm happy to go get him. The fusion's going really well for me. Let me know in the comments how the fusion is going for you. Quick reminder, if you want to start playing Raid Shadow Legends, we've got my link in the description and the top pin comment. It is the best link in the land. 4 amazing champions almost immediately, 3 awesome epics, and a beautiful legendary. Definitely check it out. A thank you to my editor, Mitchell, for editing this video. Share it with your mother, guys. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.
Fastidious.